Yes, hello and welcome to the Trigger Warning Podcast. I'm Hayden Hewitt and I'm joined as ever by Mr. Showbiz himself, the very sparkly Graeme Booth.
Hiya.
How you doing, Cock? Are you alright?
I'm good. I'm very good. Yeah, I'm great, man. I'm all right. I'm feeling a bit strange today, but I'm happy.
Oh, well, that's good.
And I was going to tell you why I'm feeling strange, but I've already forgotten. You know what? I got in their bath. Like, they had a bath tonight, and they had one of them lush bath bombs. It looked like a rainbow.
Right.
And it was like sitting in silk. I got in after they got out. I was like, I'm getting in there, and it was like, it's amazing being a girl, isn't it?
I don't know.
I mean, it's better being a boy, but
I think if you're a girl now, you can just sue everybody. if you're one of them girls with the different attachments, different equipment, shall we say? What a great start to the show.
We got Robert from Virginia. Hiya, Robert. We got Terence back in the UK for this episode. Sad face. Don't know what that means.
Be happy, Tez. You're back in the proper play. What's happened? What's happened?
Sutty's Rehab is actually called Sutty's Rehab. He's worked it out, bless him.
Oh, fantastic. Well done, that man. Well
Good
done.
lad. Good that. Little Globs thinks it's adorable that I'm giddy over a bath bomb. Well, you know, because I'm too busy out chopping wood and fighting bears and wolves and things. I don't usually partake in stuff like that. Mr. Keel C1, Bob Stew, Alan, J. Raw from Texas is there as well. So asking about Hong Kong. And Alan had a big shit just before we came on air. Dude, let's jump right into it, shall we? What's been going on in the world? What do you want to tell me about? Teach me, Hayden. Teach me.
The one thing I'd like to talk about that brought me deep joy today, and it is Brexit related. I know we talk a lot about Brexit, but this was superb. As you know, the government has been against, for the whole of Parliament, has been against no deal. The majority of people apparently are against no deal. Nobody wants no deal, so Jeremy Corbyn and Labour put a proposal to Parliament that they wanted to have a vote so there'd be a motion table to prevent no deal. Remember this, nobody wants no deal.
It'd be a disaster, Hayden. Everyone knows that.
Unmitigated, shocking disaster. So yeah, they lost. So no deal is back on the table.
Yeah.
Makes for a happy Hayden. Oh yeah.
Did you see Caroline Lucas from the Greens did a tweet saying about do you know what? I've got to look it up actually. Now I've thought about it because she wasn't happy about it. The vote didn't go her way.
Imagine my surprise.
I know, because she's not one for them, is she? Really, a vote not going her way and her moaning about it.
No, she's usually happy-go-lucky and quite content with a loss in life, I've found.
But yeah, she said it, and she's getting ratioed slowly but surely for this. Gutted that we've lost chance to stand up for parliamentary sovereignty by 11 votes.
Our chat window keeps rebooting, by the way.
Oh, does it? Oh, well, it is what it is.
Hang on, parliamentary sovereignty. They had a vote.
I know. It was literally a vote.
That is parliamentary sovereignty right there. They had a vote to say we don't want to take it off the table, because obviously taking it off the table, even if you don't enact it, taking it off the table is a ridiculous idea.
And not only that, we already voted it into law that no deal would happen by default. That's already a thing. So you want to talk about? I mean, obviously Europe brought in their own rules, so it hasn't happened, and it's not going to happen until Halloween, is it? But don't you? She's over there. My missus is over there. I've just looked over and she stood there going, "Fuck you." I occasionally get sent super chats for this. Me and Aidan make about quarter minimum wage sometimes. It's amazing.
Coining it.
She can fuck off though. So she said, so we're now closer to Boris's PM, which is it's got fuck all to do with her or that vote. Parliament's sign line and possibility of no deal.
Happy
Unbelievably.
Days.
Unbelievable.
The Remainers must be so happy that it does look increasingly like we are going to get Boris as PM, who said he's giving Europe nothing.
Yeah.
And no deal could still happen. The Twitter is going to be beautiful. It's going to be epic.
Do you know what? Every single reply I read to that tweet of hers was saying, "Thanks for sharing the good news." She's had 2.5 thousand replies so far, stacked up against 1.6 thousand retweets. So she's 1,000 replies more, and it's just everyone going, "This is amazing! Thanks for letting me know." and that's why they're retweeting it. It's like, I'm going to share the good news. This is
Prime Minister
awesome.
Boris delivering Brexit.
I know.
Wow.
I mean, honestly, I don't think Boris wants no deal, but I think that he might just cock it up enough so that we just.
I think Boris Johnson
stumble
knows
through.
that
Yeah.
if it's no deal or nothing, he has to deliver. Otherwise, it'd be cataclysmic. The only thing that can possibly rescue the hive of treachery and villainy and vermin that is the Tory party right now is Boris Johnson delivering. It's the only thing. It's the only thing.
100%. 100%. I totally agree with you.
Labour was celebrating that they won the Peterborough by-election. And I said, why are you celebrating? You only won by 600 votes.
And they're already being investigated for that, aren't they? For
Yeah,
the old postal vote. Like after, like what we've had two though, haven't we? There was that one down on the south coast. Where was it? The other one, where 3,000 students were mysteriously registered to vote, and they only won by 11 out of 3,000 students that were just put on without them doing it, and then suddenly they win by 600, and it's like, let's see how that.
But it's the way they were
comes out
celebrating. It's like, in what's traditionally a safe Labour seat, you beat the Brexit Party by 600 points. The Brexit Party.
The brand new party that doesn't have any databases, that doesn't have any networks there. You know what I mean? It's like brand new. I mean, obviously, they're all politicians. It's not like Nigel Farage just turned up and didn't know anyone in the area. You know, let's not be too David and Goliath about this.
But still, the Labour Party.
Yeah, they don't have the infrastructure anywhere close to the infrastructure that the Labour Party's got. No. So to come short by 600, I mean, they've got to go on telly and moan about it. They've got to go on telly and be like, no, everything's fine. It's like that burning dog, isn't it? Everything's great, man. Don't worry about it. But yeah,
I was so happy when I saw the news. As you know, I've been a little preoccupied lately. So I've not been as news-oriented as I usually am. In fact, the last couple of weeks I've been kind of living in a bubble of either dealing with all the shit or coding.
Yeah.
That's been it. So, but when that popped up on my phone and I saw that, I might have danced a little jig in the back garden. Maybe.
Joe Public said we left on the 29th of March. Can you imagine if we did and we've just not noticed yet?
That would be so British.
Well, one of the clauses in WTO would allow for like I mean, it's not necessarily something that would happen, but it would allow for us to just carry on as we were for I think about a year, 2 years, something like that. I can't remember. You know, so we could have done. We might not know about it, but I don't think so. I don't think that's true. But yeah, it'd be great. It'd be great if we just backdated and went, yeah, we did. It's already happened, guys. You didn't even notice.
Oh, yes, sorry, we're already out. Oh, pardon me. Terribly sorry, wasn't paying attention.
Where's my blue passport? I want my blue passport.
I always thought they were black, the old passports.
Yeah, I don't think they were blue. It's just one of those things.
So I get told that, are you happy now you're getting your blue passport? Couldn't give less of a shit. If I tried, I don't want to go anywhere.
No. Well, you know, before we move off Brexit, it's still going on, the conversation, isn't it? Saying like nobody voted to be poorer, and it's like, well, a lot of Leavers, they weren't voting on the financial side; they were voting on the moral side, weren't they?
Yeah.
It was about who they wanted to be governed by, you know. And
I think people are a little more clued in than everyone lets on, and they know that nothing comes without a struggle. Nothing's easy ever. But let's be honest. It's not exactly like we're living in a land of milk and honey anyway, is it? And the way the Eurozone's going, more and more of them are going to fall into deficit as well, and it's just going to get tougher and tougher and tougher, whether you're in it or out of it. So, might as well be out of it.
Hard times are coming, Hayden.
Oh no, we got a trade deal with the US. We're going to get ourselves some chlorinated chickens and be laughing all the way at the bank. Fuck Europe.
Oh, dude, I wasn't going to talk about this today, but you know, the the government has set a target for net zero CO2 by 2050. They've finally done it. They declared an emergency and they went, right, here's the target, guys, net zero. So finally, I was listening to, was it Eamon Holmes on Talk Radio today?
Well, very possibly, yeah.
They got one of the Extinction Rebellion people in, and they got a guy from the Times in, and they were like, right, you've done it. You've got them to set the target now. How are we going to do it? And they're like, well, we don't know. This has been my problem with the start. And one of them was replacing gas with hydrogen once they work out how to do it. But they said that central heating's just going to have to go. They were like, that's it. That's the only way to do it.
It'll be electric. It'll be electric. But I countered the prediction put forward by the Independent, agreeing with the government's 25. I said, my prediction is that by 2050, we'll be roughly halfway to that target, but people will be crushed by the taxation and the raping placed upon them for using cars or for breathing or for everything else. That's my prediction for 2050.
Well, they're already going on about another tax for flying, aren't they? And it's like, well, that's people are still going to fly. They'll just be poorer whilst they do it, and the government will just be squandering. What's the fucking difference?
This is why I need my dictatorship that I can then pass on to my son. I'll open the coal mines back up. Beautiful. What is it? Trump calls it lovely, lovely coal. Beautiful, beautiful coal. The cleanest coal.
I love one of the guys today though. He was like, "Well, what we need to do was genuinely on the radio talking about it, Tim something or other, and he's like, we need to get the carbon back in the ground. We need to work out how to do that." And I'm like, you're shutting down airports over this, and you finally get your own way, and they sit you down and you go, right, guys, the plan is somehow we need to get the carbon that's in the air back into the ground. So can we sort that out, please?
Get your shovels, lads. We're going to dig a big fucking hole.
The thing is, though, right, they're all fucking hammering on about how they need luxury communism and capitalism's destroying the world or whatever. But the person that comes up with genuinely clean energy that's sustainable, not like fucking a few solar power plants or a few things, but the genuine thing, like maybe the hydrogen instead of natural gas, maybe that is a way because that produces water, which would be great. The person that comes up with that is going to be so mind-blowingly rich. It's not like something we need to force upon people. China in 2017 spent 127 billion on renewable energy. 127 billion. Nobody's fucking around waiting for a load of hippies in the middle of the road in London to finally make them go, no, the person, we've talked about this before, the person that sorts it out will be rich beyond the wildest dreams.
I predict we're going to have a lot more burning of fuel before we're done.
Ooh.
But it won't be fossil fuels. It'll be renewable. Obviously, I've got an interest at the moment, but it'll be proper renewables, agri fuels. I'd love to say more, but I probably shouldn't. But I believe there's a lot to be done to tackle fuel poverty before we worry about reaching carbon zero. Because if the cost of carbon zero is more old people freezing in the winter, or people having to choose between heating their homes or feeding their children, that's not winning. That's not winning.
Which we're already at. And, the estimates today from the Extinction guy was 30% more on your bills straight away, 30% on your bills. And it's like, dude, and here's the thing. There's always this fucking white supremacist, white savior bullshit about setting an example. And it's like, well, China's already getting 45% of its energy from renewables. So why do we need to set them an example? They're already fucking doing it. Mm-hmm. They're already on the way, and as they get richer, they'll do better with it. But where's the thing where, the white people have to set an example to the bro? What the fuck are you talking about, man? It's creepy. Really creeps me out, that.
Just burn the fucking coal. There's loads of it in the ground. Burn the shit.
But the thing is, though, when they say set an example, what they're also saying is destroy our economy first so we can be carbon neutral, whilst, America and China will just sit back and go, oh, yeah, go on, set us an example, go on, show us how to do it.
Looks great, that, lads. Looks great.
Whilst, just as we leave the EU as well. Yeah, go on.
Is that some tasty soil your family's eating this evening? That looks delicious.
Up your energy prices by 30% in one of the most expensive energy countries on the planet. Go on, do it.
And you just know that all these campaigners that are saying that are middle-class pricks with disposable income.
Oh, of course they are.
And they've got ISAs and savings and everything else. It's detestable, isn't it? You know, it's you have to count the human cost as well, and what they're saying is collateral damage. That's what they're saying, isn't
Yeah,
it?
of course they are. Of course they are. Yeah. But they can fuck off. Every one of them.
Arseholes. Arseholes, still a lot of them. Next time they lie down in London, they should just tarmac over the bastards and be done with it.
Dude, I agree. Although this airport thing that we talked about, that's causing a lot of controversy within the Extinction people, you know. Although, do you know Radiohead's just funded them? Did you see this? Some Radiohead demos and stuff leaked that no was stolen. Whoever did it tried to blackmail them
Right.
for it. So Radiohead just put it online. I think there was donations or something. They were like, look, they explained someone tried to blackmail us, so we just put it all online for you to also listen to. Donate if you want. Now Radiohead, when they've done donations in the past for albums and that, they've made more money than
Oh, yeah.
any
Yeah.
formal release. So they've made a fortune and given it all to Extinction Rebellion. So the power-hungry socialists pretending to care about the environment have just been funded by Radiohead. Shit.
Oh, the band that refused not to play Israel. Yeah.
Oh, really?
There's a dilemma for them, isn't it? Well, I mean, I know what about it is shit. I know we do have to care for the environment, but what about all the people that are not only going to food banks now, they have to go at a specific time so they can have hot food? Why can't we?
Yeah.
Why can't we divert some money to making a more affluent society that will then have the wherewithal and the funding and everything else to afford carbon zero by 2080, 2090? You know, just a more realistic target.
The richer a country is, the more environmentally friendly it is. That's a fact.
Yes.
The less you're worried about survival, the more you worry about other stuff. And the fact is that since our glorious leader, Margaret Thatcher, who was the first world leader to bring up the environment, did you know?
No, I didn't know that.
We led the charge. We set an example. Since then, we've reduced. Since then, though, we've reduced it by 45%. I mean, think about it, like because I've been diving in these numbers like mad all day. Like we've gone down in our CO2 by 45%. There's fucking recycling bins everywhere. Everything is like way more renewable than it ever was. We're getting there. We're doing the work. Fucking the economy up won't help though.
No.
You know, it's like you said, it's just loads of rich people.
Not only that, a lot of the recycling where they burn it is terribly inefficient anyway. So all this, you know, the burden is always put on the average person, and it's always getting fucked a little further up the line. If we're incinerating shite at 20% efficiency, we're not making anything cleaner. It's bullshit. It's just making people money. You sort through your shit to put in those bins to make somebody else profit. That's all that is. You're doing fuck all for the environment. Doing nothing. You're doing somebody else's job, because every time we do it, they don't have to pay someone to do it. That's all it is. So it's all a con now. It's all a con.
Farley Hill has said that global warming reduces fuel burn for heating. I tell you what, Farley, global warming has not affected Manchester in a bad way at all. We've had these people keep going about these hot summers, but mate, it just used to rain every day. It's fucking great here now. Great place to live. Nice mild winter, bit of snow.
Very hot
great
summer.
summers.
Killed me back garden last summer. Destroyed it.
Oh, it destroyed all the plant life. There was an hour or so there where I thought, ooh, I wonder what it's like in other countries where it's getting up to like 50 degrees C.
I didn't. I just put a gazebo up.
Yeah.
And we ate outside every night. It was fucking wonderful. A pikey gazebo as well. You know, real.
That's what they need to do in India, innit? Just put a few gazebos up, stop bitching, get the ozone.
There's nothing I can do about India. There's nothing. I can't fix that. I can't fix the weather. Are there many things that we do fix on this show? We can't fix the weather.
The original doc is asking me where my smart stand is. Right, well, I've got a thing here. This was the original thing, but I never did it, and then I got settled over there. But I've got a bit of a thing there with the Atari, and I'm not bothered about that because she's just a little baby. But I'm it's eventually it's going to be like an actual set, But I'm not there yet. I can't have smart sand behind me on all the videos. When we go viral, what if we go viral and there's just smart sand behind me? Fucking
Product
hell.
placement.
I'm just like that.
They'll send you shit tons of smart sand.
I've got smart sand disavowing me. we Alan said they'll be recycling butter scenes, but next that is the point where I kill myself, man.
Don't get me fucking started. Don't get me started.
Dude, I really want to cheer you up by talking about Alabama.
Oh, that's better. I can see now.
And their new laws. So you obviously know about the baby killing, the stopping the baby killing in Alabama recently.
I don't understand that at all. But
they brought in the heartbeat bill, didn't they? Which isn't correct. For all the fuss and nonsense about it, you've still got 8 weeks. If you don't know you're pregnant in 8 weeks, then fucking hell. If you have a shag and don't know 8 weeks later that you're pregnant, but anyway, I'm not getting into that right now.
No woman's ever missed a period without being pregnant before.
No, I know, but you know what I'm saying though.
I'm sure the ladies will appreciate a white cis male explaining it to them, Graeme.
Oh, fuck off with your identity politics. The thing is, the people are walking around in handmails tape. There's other states that have just outright banned it, but in Alabama, a heartbeat. I'm not getting into this, but there is the whole thing of where do you draw a line? A heartbeat is a perfectly legitimate place to draw the line. It is, of course it is. You might not like it, but fuck off. You haven't got your shit together in 8 weeks to flush it out. Fucking hell. Anyway, that's not the point. They've brought in another bill. They're on a roll recently. Same people that voted for that one have voted in another one now.
Oh. And
it's, let me get the number of it for anyone that wants to Google it, if anyone does that. The bill is called HB 379. It was brought in by Stephen Hurst, and it is to chemically castrate paedophiles.
Sex offenders.
Yeah.
Not just paedophiles, sex offenders.
Yeah, actual, and it's under 13s. So this isn't like some girl tricks you in a pub because she's got makeup on and she's grown a bit faster than usual.
I'm all for it.
Under 13, yeah, and not only that, they're calling it chemical castration. It's not. It's an injection that reduces your testosterone, reduces your sex drive, and you've got to get it monthly. It's not permanent.
But they've not quite revealed the side effects that are possible with this. However, I think they're very lucky because if I were in control, it would be 2 breaks. That'd do it. 2 breaks. Dangling knackers, 2 breaks, problem solved. Nice warm day, so they're hanging down. You don't want to pinch anything else. You don't want to be inhumane when you're doing these things.
Well, it's funny actually because there's been a lot of people coming to the defence of these children fuckers, and they've been saying, because what is it, the 8th Amendment that says that like no cruel and unusual punishments
in America? Bollocks! They give people, they execute them with chemicals that cause intense pain. Bollocks.
But to me though, like not a lot of if you fuck someone under 13, you're not likely to get parole. And this is the thing now. It's like if you do get parole, the understanding is that it's because you're getting this injection once a month that's got to be witnessed and all the rest of it that reduces your sex drive. And to me, I'm like, I don't know if I'm biased because I'm a parent or whatever, or whatever. But
is it all just sex drive though with these guys? I'm not sure it is.
I don't know, but it's not going to fucking hurt, is it? To stop them getting a hard on. That's, like at least they can't put it inside a baby if it's not erect.
Not a lot of use in prison, although maybe it is. I don't know. But to me, this law's a bit of grandstanding because they shouldn't be coming out on parole anyway if they've been fucking children. You can't fix that kind of wrong, not by lowering the sex drive. It's still going to be up there, and as long as it's up there, something can be done. I think this is just one of those grandstanding laws, very much the same as the abortion law, to be honest with you, appeasing a certain population, a certain percentage of the voters who want more hardcore shit like, oh, fuck yeah, cut the balls off. It's a bullshit thing, but people will like it because sounds good. Sounds good. We're going to castrate them. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not doing, but I like it. I like the idea of the balls going. To be honest,
Hmm.
if you've stolen, because you fucking 11-year-old, you've stolen their childhood forever. You've stolen.
Not
There's a
just
good
the
chance
childhood.
you've stolen the adulthood as well.
Hmm.
It's just gone, isn't it? Alan Reader points out that we don't need that here because we've had 5 years of Theresa May. Um,
Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself. She's had us hard as a rock.
maybe that's the answer then. Maybe that's why I've not been so into it recently. I've been watching too many Theresa May videos, haven't I?
Do you know, I'm going to change the subject.
Go on. That's what we're here for.
We're going to do a bit of light entertainment.
Oh, go on.
What little time I've had, I treated myself today as well to a couple of hours. Season 2. I've called it season as well. You should be very happy with me. Happy. Oh, it's so good.
If guys, if you haven't seen it, Netflix, happy with an exclamation mark, watch it. Fuck me.
If you haven't watched it, it's about a man that gets his daughter's imaginary friend. Now, before you start and think, I'm not watching that. If I had to describe the main character, you know Trevor Phillips from Grand Theft Auto? Imagine him, but far more violent and sick, but immensely likable. That's what you've got with Happy.
Yeah.
And series 2 is off the fucking charts. It really is.
It's just the thing with season 2, like season 1 had a really cool story, and season 2's got some good things in terms of dealing with the fallout from season 1, PTSD and things like that. But generally, season 2 just fucks off any kind of cogent story.
It goes far out there.
It's great. It's just
out there. It's wonderful.
It's just excuses for him to really brutally kill people, like in the nastiest ways. And it's and even like the opening minute when he's like chainsawing cyclists, the cycle lane. He stood next to the cycle lane, just chainsawing the heads off as they come past, and it's like, yeah. I mean, I'm a cyclist. I was like,
Series 2 opens with exploding nuns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Suicide vest.
Exploding nuns. There's one part, I don't want to spoil it all, but what the hell? They slaughter everyone in an old people's home, but you won't feel bad about it. It's fucking glorious television.
Yeah.
I have not watched any series, and I've watched all the big ones. Game of Thrones, well, all the big ones, there's loads I missed, but Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, very satisfying. But none of them please me as much as Happy.
Yeah, watching all those old people get brutally murdered, like it's really close up. It doesn't pull away. It shows him like
there's that one old man who had the what's it called, the hole in your throat.
Oh yeah. And he pulls it out.
And he puts his thumb in it.
Yeah. And the guy's joking, and he's got.
And the one where he's tripping. Because I don't want to say what because of, but he's tripping, so he goes to get some trousers while he's tripping. Comes out with panties and stockings.
Yeah.
Guys, if you haven't watched Happy, watch it. Because if you enjoy Series 1, and if you don't, to be honest, you're kind of letting us down. Series 2 will blow your mind. This is the best thing. And it's Grand Theft Auto. He's more perfectly realised, and I'm a huge fan of Trevor Phillips. I watched that live action thing they did, the advert, and they used Trevor in it, and the guy that plays him, brilliant, loved it, loved Grand Theft Auto, only when he's in it. The rest of it bored me, his character was great. This guy is Trevor Phillips distilled. He's more wrong.
Yeah.
He's just off the charts, and it's good. Gosh, so the trigger warning seal of approval for Happy. I mean, how can anyone do a series where Patton Oswalt plays an imaginary flying unicorn and you don't vomit out your own spleen?
Yeah. And
Patton
you know
Oswalt
what?
usually does that to me.
I can't stand Patton Oswalt, or even on a good day, but he's great in that. He's perfect. because he's just kind of an annoying dickhead, isn't he? He's very well cast.
Yes.
You don't hate him. There's no bits where you're like, oh,
No, it's perfect. It's perfect television. Perfect television. Was it made for Stars or for Netflix? I think it was Stars, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it's another channel in America. I can't
think
remember
it's
which
Stars because they did Ash versus the Evil Dead as well, which they,
I
they
thought it was Sci-Fi, but all I know is that they've cancelled it. They've cancelled season 3.
of Happy.
Yeah. We don't know because it's a holiday. The first one was Christmas. Second one was Easter. I was really hoping for Halloween for season 3.
I'm
Halloween would have been
heartbroken.
amazing.
I'm heartbroken.
Well, it's apparently because it got really low ratings on TV, but apparently it's done really good on Netflix, but no one knows how well it's done. So, it might be Netflix do. So they're probably sitting there going, should we pay for it? Should we not?
Can you imagine how much more mental it'll be if Netflix get it?
Oh, God, I'd love that. I'd love that so much. It'd make me so happy. Dude, did you watch that I Am Mother? I put that on the other night. It's like a sci-fi one on Netflix, and I put it on as like a shit film to go to sleep to, and it was really good. I was watching it on my phone, on Netflix. I ended up getting up and watching the last 45 minutes in here on the big telly. It was
All right.
It's not like amazing. It's what we were talking about the other day about Netflix being the sort of savior of the $20 million movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of a very good example of that. It's sci-fi and it's got visual effects and stuff like that, but by and large, it's a budget film, but very, very, very well done. Very, very well done.
I'll give that a watch then. I'll give it a watch.
It's all right. It's a nice one of them. Just trying to just chill down and relax. It's not on the level with Happy.
No.
It deals with some interesting themes, Hayden.
Oh well, fuck that then. I just want people stabbed in the neck. That's also I mean.
There's a bit of that.
Got to say, it got to that point. Let's just say, guys, thank you so much for listening. We're not ready to go quite yet, but we do want to remind you that Trigger Warning does rely on your support, and as much as we love doing it, it still costs money. If you would like to help support the Trigger Warning Project, you can go to, for now, patreon.com/triggerwarningtv. Anything from $1 a month up, it all goes in, to Trigger Warning. Or you can donate directly via PayPal, or you would be able to if the website was live, which it's not at the moment. We also have super chats here on YouTube, so if you definitely want something read out or just want to drop a bit in, you can use that as well. And let's say it all goes in. Now, the website's been down for a while. I've been working on it as much as as time has allowed, and we're getting very close to going live now.
Oh, I've not had a look today, actually.
The only feature that won't go live is the member blogs. I'm going to need about another 3-4 days on that testing and things, but the rest of it can go live, and it's going to have the website with all the videos for all the shows, different articles. It's got a social media. It's kind of a cross between Twitter and Facebook. Some functionality is going to take a bit longer to bring in, like photo replies and certain tools. But it's all there. You make your own profiles. It's got a Trigger Warning store in there where you'll be able to donate directly through Trigger Warning should you wish to. We're going to move everyone over from Patreon so we can make more stuff available through the site. It's got a built-in forum as well. All integrated, one sign-in, away you go. Away you go. And it will have that functionality soon where you can have your own site or blog attached to it. So it'll be your site name, .triggerwarning.tv. I think for the first few months they're going to be manual activations. I don't want to automate it just yet. But it's what I'm doing now. I'm at the last bit, so it's all the little things.
I'm having a look now whilst you're saying all this.
It's just the little things that drive you mad. And that's what I'm doing at the minute, all the little bits.
I can see though, it's much better. It's much better. It's getting there. I love that little me and you like that.
It's nice, that, isn't it?
On the begging page.
So it's getting there. The new Trigger Warning site, I'm really looking forward to letting people in because it's a place for us all to hang out. It's a place that's functional for the Trigger Warning project, and it's something our members can get a use out of, because future updates to the blogging side will mean there's a possibility we could do domain mapping. So if you had your own domain name, We could map that to your blog on Trigger Warning, and it'd just be your domain name. And then we can show all people's blogs on the main site, so it'll hopefully drive people over. But each site will have its own members, so it won't just all be totally centralized. And it'll be that if you're really happy one day and want to go off and do your own thing, we'll find a way of breaking it off and sending you on your way. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. We will. Mr. Kill C once said maybe let Patreons test it. The blogging side of it, having your own site, will probably go to established members first. It's not being a dick, it's just they're the guys that will probably go with. So we'll be picking and choosing. The actual website, we just have to open it. We can't just open it for a few people. There are rules on there. They're all at the bottom. So we got the rules, we've got the terms of service, which is the legals mostly, and then there's a charter as well, which is a fancy word for what it is, but that's our promise to you as the user, what we will and won't do, and what we will and won't tolerate. Because you got to remember, it's Trigger Warning. It's small. It's only very small, so we can do things our own way, much more personally. Don't have to rely on tools to do certain moderation tasks or anything like that. We can deal with it, and I'd rather be somewhere where you could chat to a member and sort shit out. Like we could do before Lively went fucking insane. And actually talk to them and have a chat and see what was wrong and see if you can fix it. And Trigger Warning's never going to be as big as Lively, okay? It's not going to happen. So this is something that maybe we can keep a bit more free and easy. And
imagine if you did. Imagine if you took down Lively, and everyone there's like, what the fuck, man? It's just like, it's all mine now. No more little chats.
Do you know what? Being around a site that big has made me realise I never want another site that big.
Yeah, no, I know it's not fun, is it? I mean, it's like it's a burden when you've got actual government referencing you.
Sometimes, but I'm really loving what we're doing at the minute. I'm loving every minute of it, and it's killing me because tomorrow night we can't do the big show because unfortunately I've got a lot of other shit going on in my life. There's killing me.
I've got a couple of emergency broadcasts written.
That'd be cool. So, that'd be brilliant. And
yeah. Because I've got two. I've got the Death of Labour and I've got an Owen Jones one. That aren't like the Sunday show, so it'd be its own thing. So yeah, that could work.
Oh, Farley's asked about mods on Trigger Warning. I guess if it comes to the point that we need moderators, let's say if it's the forums, we'll just be members. The back end of the main site, I don't know, we'll just handle that. That's, it's not like anywhere else. It's going to be our place that we can form with you guys, and we'll develop the rules side with everybody as well. Because we're small, we can be more open. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's all about. That's kind of why we talk about this stuff on the podcast as well, isn't it? So we can get feedback. I love that just after I say I'll do a broadcast, Alan goes, "Oh, great, another boring one."
I'm sorry, Alan. And believe me, there's nothing I'd rather do. Last week, I don't know why, I really enjoyed last week's show. It was one of those nice. Where I really enjoyed myself. I didn't even go mental through half of it, but I really wanted to do another one like that this week. But it'll just make next week better. And also, things are going to ease up a little. It's just going to take a while between one thing and another.
Alan, tune in tomorrow, and I'll be horrible to you. There you go. Just remind me, troll me.
I'm never fucking horrible to anyone, you prick.
Why don't we? Well, come on, Hayden.
That's it. Demonetised.
People tune in on a Thursday. Not all people, but some people tune in to wind you up, just to see how creative you are with your insults back at them.
How you belittle my insightful intellect is shocking.
No, that's not belittling you. Your insults are quite creative. That's not belittling you at all. It's quite the opposite.
I say, Brian the Sign Guy, thank you very much. My old man's he's doing well. I don't usually talk about personal stuff, but okay, if you could be said to be lucky when you have a stroke, he's been very lucky. He's had quite a big one, but it's deep down in his brain, and it hasn't caused like the droop. It hasn't affected him like that. It hasn't given his brains a stir or given him a weird voice, But what it has done is switch off his ability to balance. Like off.
Yeah.
Like a switch. He feels fine. If he sits up unsupported, he just goes off to the side. So he's got a long bout of therapy ahead, but it could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he looks all right. And, what is he? He's the king now. He gets to lie there. Cheese on toast time. I'd do it, but I can't get up. I mean, in terms of where the chips fell, obviously it'd be better if it hadn't have happened, but it could be worse. It could be much worse.
It could have been a lot worse. Getting him in there was the hard part. That's why they sent him home. And they wanted to send him home the second time after I'd been there till 11 o'clock at night, all day at the emergency with him. And they said, what about sending him home? And I went fucking berserk.
Yeah, I remember.
I gave this doctor a little taste of Thursday night.
Yeah.
And they promptly found a bed for him, and then the next day discovered he'd had a stroke, and it wasn't just a water infection.
You know what? I do that far too much. I've got two problems. One is being a support worker where I had to deal with these people all the time. And then the other is I'm just online shouting too much. So when I'm in those scenarios and I click, it gets very, very intense and very serious very quickly. Like when my landlord just let herself in that one time and I just gave her a dressing down at my door for like 20 minutes.
Well, it's like me in real life. You know that I never lose my temper. No, it's not something I do. I don't react to things in that way. I just don't.
You're like Crichton. Do you remember that? I'm almost annoyed.
But every once in a while, I do let that side of it, that Thursday night Hayden, should we call it, that does come out in real life, and it's a lot more fun in real life. When you're up close to someone that isn't used to staring you in the eye every Thursday.
Yeah. I've stopped crying now during the show, so I'm all good now. I've built up those calluses on my vision a little bit. I'm like, no, I'm good. Used to sit there like that, with just tears rolling down, and then I'd look at the screen, and there's all the horrible things you've left there for me to look at. People's necks snapped and stuff, and I'm like, oh god.
I think it was harder for people in the radio studio where we were. When you were just sat on the other side of the desk. I mean, John was the best. John was so used to doing those streams with me back in the day that I'd be looking at him and saying the most awful things, and he'd look up every once in a while and go, and crack on. I spoke to John earlier. He won't be watching now. He'll be fast asleep, but he'll probably watch on a replay. So really good chatting to you tonight, mate, and we'll go and get that pint soon. Definitely.
I love how chill John is. Like when he's down at the studio and like no matter what's going on, I'm proper stressed. I just look over and he's there like that.
Oh, he's
hero smile, just fucking thriving.
We'll have to get John down again soon. I do miss having John around.
Yeah, let's get him down more. I really like it. Yeah, Wingman is the best. I've got two trigger warning things. The first one, I definitely want some feedback from people because we've been talking about putting an ad out, haven't we? We were looking today, like YouTube have got a deal, haven't they? For like
I thought we were joking, but yeah.
No. I want to do this.
Okay.
But what I've been thinking was, right? So someone clicks on a video, and then you pop up as the advert, yeah. And you've got 5 seconds before they skip it. So what are we going to say, or what are you going to say in that 5 seconds so that they keep watching? So they don't click skip ad. Because it happens to me all the time, or it did before I got premium anyway. And I'm kind of thinking, do we go the route of you just sitting there and going, you scum? Just like, look at you. Clicking through, sitting there, wasting your life, clicking on videos that they all agree with you, don't they? Eh? Reinforcing your BS worldview, because I'm assuming we won't be able to stare. And I'm thinking maybe something like that. Really have a go at them. Challenge them to challenge themselves.
Okay, if you want, I'm all for that.
It's just a thought. I thought we could do it tomorrow. I mean, I wanted to mention it as well to see what people say, but it's just, what do you say in that first 5 seconds? You know what I mean? What do you say so that they don't click skip ad?
Don't you dare skip this fucking advert. This has cost us $25.
I paid money for it. Well, no, because that's like when we ask people to click like. By the way, click like, people, please, please. It really helps more than anything. Because if you click like, it gets shown to other people.
Oh, by the way,
But no,
Joe
if
Public's
you do
just
that,
pointed
people will
out.
be like, "Oh, fuck off! Don't tell me what to do." I'm thinking if you just go straight to insulting them.
Well, Joe Public's just pointed out that our subs have not moved for a wee while. This is my fault.
That was the second thing I was going to say. Yeah.
This was because I made the part in my when I spoke about George Galloway. It does appear many of our subscribers are really fond of George Galloway because after that video went live, it was virtually for every view. Every 2 views, we were losing 1 subscriber. I would like to say I'm sorry, but fuck those people. I really couldn't care less. Fuck them. They're not triggerists. They're not real people. Not proper people like these people.
Yeah, that's the thing. We were, because I've been watching this the last 3 days. We were getting subs. We were, but we were just. It was just constantly, wasn't it? It's just popped up now. But you know what? If someone can't take you not like brutally slagging off Jews, then what are we gonna do? You know, like.
But people do get annoyed about it, don't? Because I don't hate Muslims, they get annoyed with me. Because I don't hate Jews, I don't really hate many people. You know, it's not in my nature to hate. Hate's an emotional investment, and if I'm going to make that investment, there's got to be a really good reason apart from, you know what they say about them Jews. No, it's not going to do it. It's not going to do it. And you know, like hyperbole about Israel, not going to do it. Never in a million years.
What I was thinking, right, because I've really enjoyed the last few days of it, like actually going down and up and all that. What I was thinking was, like, we can start from a certain point, yeah, and we just say now, like, this is our bit, and we'll do it as a clip, and we'll call it like "Why I Love Israel" or something like that, right? So everyone watching live is hearing this conversation, but everyone here watching the clip will see us when we start. And I was thinking, like, you know, no swearing, no shouting. Nothing controversial, so it's monetized. Because hopefully then, when people watch the clip, just before they unsubscribe, they'll see an advert for like Travel Israel or a tourist thing for Israel. It'd be so good. We've got our aim for monetization. Are you up for it?
100%.
Okay.
So, you know that you don't even have to run these sort of ideas by me. Just go for it. It reminds me of that time when you wanted to do a... Was it the Game Face advert? And you were like, you ran me up. It was like, don't say no.
I know, yeah.
And it took me a while to explain that, dude. If it's a really stupid fucking idea, you've got me. I'm there. Never worry about that. Only worry when you make sensible suggestions to me. Then
I know. All right, Hayden. I'm only going to wear my tiny shorts that I've stolen from Soph and socks. That's it.
Sweet.
All right. Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Go on. Let's do it then. Let's do it because I want to do this clip. Okay, Hayden, tell me about Israel.
Israel is a much maligned country. I find it online. People are forgetting it is the only democratic nation in the Middle East. It's the only nation where you can be openly gay, openly not the religion of the nation that you're in. You don't have to worry about going to church and being bombed by ISIS. Palestinians live and work in Israel every day. Yes, there are kerfuffles with Gaza, but if they just calm their tits a little bit and understand that sometimes you just don't get Jerusalem even though you want it, maybe we can move past this. I think the accusations of genocide against Israel as well are grossly over-exaggerated. We're talking about a massive military superpower here. And genocide to me indicates the killing of people. Yet the Palestinian population is growing at a rate faster than that of any other population in the Middle East. Let that sink in. Any other population in the Middle East, which means either A, there is no genocide, or B, Israel are really shit at genocide. There we go.
It's phenomenal. It is phenomenal. The laws they brought in relating to equal pay for the genders, protection for human rights for everyone, isn't it? Religious protections, all sorts. It's amazing.
But isn't this the apartheid state?
I've never been there myself. I've never been there, but
I have.
I can tell you from my travels that no one is more fun than Israeli soldiers that are on leave. Oh, it's amazing when you're on a peaceful island off Thailand somewhere, and 100 of them descend on it. It's so much fun, Hayden. Best people on the
True
planet.
story for you. When, as you know, I went out with my wife, who was then my girlfriend. We did some travelling in that area, and we spent a few weeks travelling right through there.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
whilst in Israel, having a wonderful time, we had a rental car. I did pick up a hitchhiking soldier because
Oh, nice.
they all hitchhike or get buses. It was the arsehole of nowhere. And yeah, I did pick up an IDF soldier, and I didn't berate him for murdering babies because I'm not entirely sure he'd been doing that this week. So yeah, I think it's time we just chilled out on Israel and realised that they've got things to sort out with the Palestinians, and we need to just back off a bit from calling them Nazis, because the Nazis were very good at genocide. Israel apparently not so great.
The only thing they share with the Nazis is that they're very hardworking.
Can't queue for shit though. Can't queue for
Nobody
shit.
can.
We've got to.
Nobody can.
We've got to have the rough and the smooth. For example,
Why?
food portion sizes, very
Yeah.
good, very good.
Wow.
Service in Arab restaurants. I don't mean restaurants where Arabs work. I mean Arab restaurants in Arab towns, villages. See, excellent. Very dirty cutlery, but excellent service. But queuing, no, rude as fuck.
Why can't people queue, Hayden? I don't understand.
Because they're not English.
Yeah, the world. Like, we're known. Like, there's that joke, isn't there? Like, England is the only place where a single person can form a queue.
And tuttle
like,
someone for walking in front of them.
Yeah, yeah, but we will. We'll just be there on our own, just queuing happily. It's a weird thing, man, and it's all invisible. Even like scummy scallies on the street. You know, if they were at the bus stop before you and you try and get, I was here first. It's really weird, man. Really weird.
I've just realised that bit we've just done about Israel didn't half sound like I'd written that down.
Yeah, and you also said so in terms of I'm going to put that as a clip. Why we love Israel. We'll lose a load of subs. Fuck it. I just do it for the comments. You did use the phrase genocide a couple of times. No monetization there, and then to really nail it in, you said murdering babies. So I'm guessing we're going to get one of those yellow dollar signs again. Murdering babies.
Do you mean one of those yellow dollar signs that you always get?
I always get them, man. I always get them. But I was trying then. I was trying my hardest.
Well,
but either way,
I was riffing, dude. It's, what do you want me to do? I don't know if you guys know. If you're not a patron, you probably won't know. We did this. We only did about 3 episodes, and it's something we're going to have to look at again. We did something called Trigger Warning Safe Space, and the idea of that was I did it, Graeme did it, Cherry did it. Cherry's was fucking beautiful. But the idea was, you'd sit in front of the camera, and then you'd look at the computer screen and you'd be given a topic to talk about. And you would have to talk about that topic for 1 minute as if you absolutely believed it. As if you were an expert in it and you were with it 100%. And I fucking loved doing it because I was fine with anything. I didn't care.
You were just bulletproof. Like, no matter what, you were just like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I'll talk up communism or whatever. But
Graeme got very sweary on one occasion, and Cherry was just very confused.
We were proper tight on Cherry though, weren't we? With that young ones quote, crop rotation in the 14th century was primarily influenced by, and he was just like,
what?
Which, if you know it's a young one's question, then yeah. But to just get it out of nowhere in that scenario, Safe Space though is I want to do the live event just for Safe Space, like mainly for Safe Space, because I think it'd be so much fun getting people there live feeding.
I think this is how we'll do it, because someone's just tried it in there, and I as much as I'd love to take up that challenge right now, and I could do that no problem. The original doc said I'd love Hayden's to be 9/11 was caused by mini nukes. I think we will have to investigate the Safe Space thing again in the future, whether it's public or whether it's for triggerists, the paid triggerists, we'll see. But I think it's something we definitely got to do, and we've got to do it live somehow, or get people to send them in to a different team member.
Yeah.
So each week they'll know who's going to be up in front of it, and then they can send it to the other team member to ask those questions and look through them. So we'll definitely get that going again, because that was a lot of fun to do.
Yeah. But they definitely have to be paywalled, don't they? Because it's the problem is it'd be so easy to. I mean, well, it gives a fuck if they do it, they do it. But if you remove the context bit from the start, oh my god, those are some bad videos there.
And yet, strangely, I was kind of like, yeah, I don't mind that either. But I can understand other people might not feel quite so blasé about it.
Yeah. Well,
you really worked on your points as well, didn't you?
Yeah, God, yeah. You just make it up on the spot.
I just sit down and go, what horrible shit can I get Graeme to say?
Trannies are evil. There we go. Go on, Graeme.
The best one with Cherry, though, because remember, guys, when we said he spoke for 1 minute?
Yeah.
Cherry, we just dragged it out. We didn't say. He said, come on, must be finished now. Like, no, you got a little while. Yeah, and it would have been like 2 fucking minutes.
Yeah. 2 minutes 15. No. Keep going.
I would like to do those again. I really would. And we will.
Yes, of course we will.
I'd also like to apologise for the podcast coming out tonight and not like last week.
Oh, I know, yeah. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, that was both of us. Hayden didn't, because there's a 2-step thing. Hayden does something, then I do something. Hayden didn't do his for a bit, and then I didn't do mine for a very long bit.
I was definitely a day and a half late with my bit.
Yeah. And then because I was out of my routine, I was like, well, this happens on a Wednesday, Hayden.
The best part is that job. We spoke about it about 3 times, didn't we?
Yeah.
We've not put the podcast out. Oh, yeah. We're not. All right, we'll sort that.
But I've got like a 3-year-old sat on my neck, and I'm genuinely like, right, I'll go do that. But then 5 minutes of her just jumping on me. She's fighting a lot at the moment, not in a malicious way, play fighting, but she's getting strong. We keep doing this thing where I keep begging her not to eat fruit and vegetables. It's still working. I'm like, no. If I come in and she's like munching on a carrot, I go, no, because she's going to get super strong and be able to defeat me. And we keep doing this thing where she gives me a high five, and I sit there for ages like, oh, like that. She just sits there going, I'm so strong now.
Oh, Junior went through a stage of high-fiving me like he hated me.
Really?
I think that's probably why I've got carpal tunnel now.
Yeah.
Just brutally, just absolutely leathering me. He's chilled out on that now. Now he's just turned into a stroppy teenager at the age of 7, which is really bizarre. I look back, because obviously I'm considerably older. But I remember back in the day, if I had spoken to my father like that, he would have hit me.
Yeah.
He would have hit me. And obviously I don't hit my son. So I just confiscate his Switch, shit like that. Terrible dad stuff. But yeah, I seem to have a teenager at the age of 7. I don't know what happened there.
I know.
But we did take him to see Secret Life of Pets 2, so there's still a little bit of a kid in there as well. Wasn't very good.
I've got him, because I used to, one of my early memories is watching Star Wars with my dad, sitting on it. I think someone took a picture of me sat on his knee, and it's a weird thing, because I've seen that picture over the years. I haven't a clue where it is now. I've got this weird romanticized thing about watching Star Wars, and I'm constantly I'm putting on like lightsaber battle montages on YouTube to try and suck her in. I'm like, look at this, just showing her the fun bits. I'm like, yeah, but you've got to sit through the horrific stuff yet. But she's not
this shit yet. All this shit, the good things, like I used to go with my dad all the time to St Anne's, which is near a place called Blackpool. And it's a beach. There was a pier there with a small arcade. And this summer, or actually, just a couple of months back, I got to take. I took everybody, but we also got to take my dad and my son, and we managed to get a photo of all 3 of us on the same bench where I had a photo with me and my dad.
I saw that
40 years ago, and that was a big thing for me. I think the other one was taking my son to see The Force Awakens, even though he was a bit young, because I remember how old was I when that came out? 6, I remember queuing around the now long gone Odeon Cinema in Manchester with my
Yeah.
parents, and they had to go and get, like, one of them had to go and get us lunch while we were in the queue, you know, tray of chips or something. So taking my lad to do certain things, it's very evocative.
It does. It triggers things in you, doesn't it? Because we can't help it. We can't help it. We're creatures. We need a story and we need a narrative, and then there's that thing, and it does. There's something deep within you that it lifts up. You know, I saw Bob Monkhouse at that old Odeon once. You know, with his little hand.
No, that's Jeremy Beadle had a little hand. Bob Monkhouse didn't have a little hand.
Oh,
No, Bob Monkhouse was perfectly formed.
was he?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't see his hand. I'm just saying his little hand, but I'm getting it confused. It was definitely Bob Monkhouse, though, because I remember how orange he was. And Beadle wasn't orange.
No.
Monkhouse was super orange.
But Beadle did have a little hand.
He did, yeah. No, I was getting it confused in my memories. I just heard my daughter. Did you hear that? I don't know why.
Well,
I'm gonna check on it.
Oh, we're over an hour, dude.
We are. Are we
We're
gonna?
over
Are we
an
gonna
hour.
carry on? Are we gonna do what?
I don't know. I don't
What
know.
you thinking?
I'm really tired.
Okay. Well, to be honest,
I'm letting everyone down, and I feel really bad. But there's not much I can do at the moment.
Right. One of my notes. Right. One of my notes for this show is it just says race play BDSM. What the fuck does that mean? What have I written a note for there? I don't remember.
I don't know. I can't help you with that one.
It's in my notes for this show, though.
Race.
Oh, that was it. That was. Oh, well, yeah. No, we've not got time. I'll talk about it. It's just loads of dominatrixes are refusing to do race play. So you know, the black women talking to white guys in a certain way, and vice versa, and things like that. They're refusing to do it. They're making it
because they've got standards now. Yeah.
Yeah. They'll take a shit on you.
This
But
reminds
they
me of
won't
that.
call you white boy. They won't call you like a porcelain toilet whilst they're doing it like that.
But this reminds me of that. Is it Natalie Rowe, the darling
don't know.
of the alternate news scene? And she's the one that broke the story about George Osborne doing coke and hookers because she was one of the hookers.
Oh, yeah, I know you mean.
Or a madam at least.
Yeah.
But every time I see her moralising, and I know it's wrong, and I don't really know what she did, but it does go through my head. It's like, didn't you suck cock for money? I'm sorry, I can't be moralised. I know that's not a very right-on opinion about sex workers, okay? But I find it really hard to consider someone an expert that used to suck dick for a living. Maybe it's a failing in me, dude. Maybe it's a failing in me.
It is. You're
But
bigger.
I think if you end up in a situation where you are sucking dick for a living, either you've had terrible misfortune or you're just not really good enough to do much else. Sorry. That's just the way of it.
I just don't get, because, right, the thing is, right, there's guys out there, a lot of guys, black dudes, who really like to be called the N-word by a white woman or a white guy. They get off on it. And there's a weird thing at the moment in terms of BDSM. You know, they'll do all sorts of, when we fat sniffers and all that we were looking up, horrible stuff, findom, all sorts of crazy weird shit.
Oh,
But
Joe
then-
Public, thank you very much, sir.
But then, oh great, we start talking about this, and it's like, oh mate. but to me, I'm like, because I'm not into that. I don't necessarily want a black woman to. I mean, I'm a kinky fucker. I don't want a black girl to sort of racially humiliate me. I'm not into it, you know. But I understand and tolerate the fact that some people are, and it's a really weird thing in the BDSM scene at the moment where they're legit judging. They're like, no, that is disgusting. You should be ashamed. It's racist, and it's like, how's it racist though if you consent?
Leave people the fuck alone with their sexuality. You know,
Yeah,
just
man.
leave people the fuck alone. What's it got to do with you? What the fuck has it got to do with anybody? What adults, consenting adults, get
Exactly.
up to? Whether
Exactly.
they pay for it or get it for free, it's none of your fucking business.
Well, actually, and I'm remembering now why I made this note, because when I was looking it up, I found an Israeli woman on Twitter who just dominates Muslim guys, and that gets super, like, you know, making him take a shit on the Quran and things like that. But they love it. She's rich. She's literally, they pay a fortune for
Of
it.
course, submissive people love it. The more they can be degraded and denigrated.
Yeah.
and
It kind of
insulted.
makes me wish. It kind of makes me wish I was a super Muslim though, just so I could get into that thing of being like getting all freaky with a Jewish girl and just being like it being all weird and like feeling super wrong. It'd be awesome. I'm a bit jealous. Um, Even though I'm not into it, I don't get it.
No, I don't. It's like those humiliation guys and the financial humiliation guys online now, and some people say, "Oh, they're taking advantage of them." I just think, cattle are there to be milked. There's nothing
Yeah,
you can
man.
do with those guys. There's nothing you can do with those guys. If someone's going to pay $500 to pretend to smell a woman's feet, fucking, they don't deserve
Yeah,
to have any
the
money.
thing is, if they're not going to give it to her, they're going to give it to someone else, aren't they? They're going to give it someone, so
But
they have
I'm
to.
going to argue the other side here, because once a young lady that described herself as a sex worker, she was just some cam whore, just gave me a load of shit about disrespecting sex workers. It's like,
I remember that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
seriously, you earn money by showing your fucking vagina on the internet. I don't begrudge you doing it, but please, just don't even go there. Don't even go there, you miserable lazy fucker. She was complaining about having to pay tax, and people were grassing. Of course, you should pay tax, you fucking idiot. You're milking like wealthy people for all their money. Well, you should have tax-free income because your life's so hard. You got to have a wank in front of a webcam. No, I don't
Yeah.
think so. Get to fuck. Get to fuck. She
It's an
didn't like
income.
me.
It's an income.
She didn't like me. So,
No, I
but
remember that.
that's not
I
unusual.
remember because wasn't it like subby husband coming in trying to defend her and stuff, and we were all just laughing our
He
asses off
wasn't a
him.
husband, was he? He was some guy like 500 miles away that just
Yeah, yeah, oh,
called himself
yeah.
her boyfriend. He's like,
Yeah.
don't you talk to her like that. He's like, oh, what dickhead?
See, I'm not into the whole alpha beta thing. I don't think I think it's too simplified. But that dude was fucking beta as shit, man. Who was he riding in to save?
he was
It's
he
like
was
Jesus.
cooked to fuck.
Oh, Joe Public, thank you, man. Thank you so much. Sorry, I know we already said it, but it's still there on my screen. I
Mm.
really, really appreciate it, man. It's like you've no idea. And like I said, the deadline is September. I know we're going now, and we've got and all the rest of it, but like for me, my little girl's in school in September, and it's gonna go one way or the other. Either I'm gonna be streaming every fucking day, because I can justify it, or I'm gonna have to reduce and. Oh, go
Don't tell
back.
him that.
Go.
No one will give us fuck all now.
Well, no, it's up to you. Well. Either you want to keep the show going or you don't. End of story. I can't put it any other way. Either you find value in the conversations we have, or you don't. And I know a lot of the names there. I know are already patrons that are already
Mm.
supporting it. So I'm not trying to guilt anyone or anything like that. But no, it is really, really appreciated. Every little bit. I can go. Oh, because I might get 50p of that once we've gone into the running cost. I got 50p tonight, darling.
We've
Get a
made it.
fucking job, Graham.
We've made it. I'm a YouTuber.
I'm a YouTuber now, darling.
Step off, woman. I'm a YouTuber. I've got merch and shit. Back down. Before we go, there's one thing I want to talk about, and it is what happened on Twitter at the weekend.
Yes.
Richie Allen
Oh, yeah.
was getting gang fucked by Jewish people. Because
saw that,
he's
yeah.
had a Holocaust deniers on there, and he wasn't perhaps as horrible to them as they wanted him to be. They were calling him an anti-Semite and a Holocaust denier. So, as is my way, I don't have to defend Richie. He's a big boy. But I don't like it when I see people I know accused of what they're not. Yes, he has some opinions I don't agree with. Fine, we're big boys. We can have those. But he got fucking... They were on him, so I just got in and said, look, I've known Richie for years. He's definitely not anti-Semitic. He can't be anti-Semitic for the people that we've mixed with and worked with and things. I say we. I've never worked with Richie, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I know.
He doesn't deny
I
the
know.
Holocaust. He questions the numbers, which I personally don't see the point in. But everyone's got their own thing, And then next thing you know, I'm the anti-Semite. Me. It's like, what the fuck?
Gaydon Jewett.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, dude, if I wanted to be, I'd be way more Jewish than any of you guys. I've got that account after me there. I've got my own stalker. These guys were getting so mad. And Richie was telling one of them to go on his show, and he was like, I'm not going on your racist show. So I said, well, come on, come to our studio. Well, your website's down. I can't see who you are. It's like, just Google me. It's fine. I'll have to watch your show. I was like, don't do that. It won't be my show that you guys go on. I've just offered you to stream out of the studio. You know, as much as Trigger Warning would enjoy some of it, I think an hour of some guy going, you're an anti-Semite, and one guy going, I'm not, might wear a bit thin. But I've not heard back from him, so I'm guessing he did his due diligence, watched a couple of episodes, and went, I'm not fucking going there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think for a second he is. But he does use. He's not very careful about the language he uses when he is discussing these things. You know, when he's just like, I'm sick to fucking death of the Holocaust. It's like, you know, I get the point he's making, and yeah, I get it. I agree with him, but because you know, you don't need to hear about it all the time. And he's right. There have been like many genocides since then.
See,
that just never gets. And it is a reasonable point.
But I pull Richie up on this.
Yeah.
Jews go on about the Holocaust because it happened to them in living memory. If someone else, some other ethnic group, has had a Holocaust committed upon them, it's up to them to speak out, not the Jews to speak up for them, because nobody really speaks up for the Jews terribly. Now, I don't agree with him. It's like Alison Chablos. I think that woman is just shit. I think she's a shit person. I think she's fucking worthless. I have no time for those sort of people at all. But criminal proceedings? We're talking about a historical event.
See, I don't know. I get what you're saying, but I disagree you in terms of it's not just Jewish people that talk about it. It's not the Nazis is constantly in our collective thoughts.
Think about the context, though. Massive war that killed millions.
Yeah,
where the enemy committed genocide. It kind of sticks in our consciousness.
Yeah, but the point is, and this is the problem, and this is where I'm kind of in alignment with Richie, even though we're not constantly hammering on about Stalinists, we're not constantly going on about like Pol Pot and the schools where people slaughtered and the killing fields and all that. We don't talk, the thing is that it's like the point he's making and what I kind of mean, like we're obsessed with Nazis. The second someone's perceived to be wrong, we don't go, oh, you're a fucking communist, you aren't you? Look at you, you totality. It's always you're a Nazi.
You're such a Nazi, Booth.
And it's always that thing of like, when people talk about genocide, they're almost always referring to the Nazis, aren't they? Because they're always talking about punch a Nazi. It's always that thing. No one.
I guess we can add anti-Semitism to your list of virtues.
Oh, fuck off! No, just there is a disproportionate thing, and that's because it suits the fact that the Nazis weren't. they were the centrist extremists, weren't they?
Yeah.
They weren't the left wing ones, and I think it's a weird thing for me because obviously Richie says he's a socialist and he's big on it. He's very, very, I'm a socialist and all that, but then he's complaining about the thing that happens that the socialists themselves have done to our media, culture, history, where we don't talk about all the people that socialism killed. And that's the issue. We talk too much about the Nazis and we don't talk about anything else. The fucking Cambodia, man. It's insane what happened over there. Insane. China as well. This and everyone hammering on about Russia, but we're all forgetting that Russia is.
But you know how this shit works. Like, there's people now on Twitter, loads of them, because they don't like Donald fucking Trump. They're going on about the ban on Huawei products, as if like, oh, it's just this, it's just that, as if somehow the Chinese government are a beacon of virtue and democracy. They're not. They shoot many people in the head every fucking week. It's a dictatorship. It's a communist government to all intents and purposes. And that's how it is now. But I think if the Cambodians want to shout about Pol Pot, I'll give them the same ear I give to Jewish people about the Nazis. I think it's just because
they just get on with it, don't they?
Yeah, but this all happened on our doorstep, didn't it? And also, there is still a lot of enmity towards Jews. I don't care what some people say. Anti-Semitism is very real. just as anti-Islam sentiment is very, very real. So I
Of course it
guess
is. Yeah, yeah.
that's why they keep it alive. It's not just some Zionist. I mean, I don't even have a problem with Zionism. As far as I'm concerned, it's the Jewish people's right to have a homeland of their own. I don't give a fuck. I don't live there. Yeah, and it's the Palestinian thing as well. I was talking to Richie about this. People get very upset when I said, if you're really honest, you don't actually give a fuck. Not really. You get angry on the internet, you might not buy Israeli products, but in truth, you don't really fucking care about the Palestinians any more than you care about anyone else except yourself. People that can call me a liar on that are the ones that go out on those fucking weird flotillas and shit. But overall, people care because they think they should care. And it's not whataboutery to say, shouldn't we give a shit about everyone and not just the few? And stop picking sides. So now we've got people who don't like Israel, so they're now downplaying anti-Semitism as being a tool of the Zionists. We've got people that don't like Muslims, so they downplay, I don't even like the word particularly, but Islamophobia, as it's just a ploy. And that's where we're at now. We've gone past that brief stage of enlightenment where we were about to listen to people, but now we've gone back to using them as weapons. And that's all the Jews have become now. And that's why they're weaponizing more on Twitter and gang fucking people and getting them kicked off, because it's like, well, fuck you, we're going to do it too. Never ends. Social media is shit.
Oh, it is. It is. I think that sentiment's going there a lot now with social media, though, isn't it? How bad it is. Like a lot of people are just waking up to like, this is horrible. This is, and the bias there and the silencing of people. It's kind of, it seems to be coming to a head. Like I said, though, man, Donald Trump's going to save the internet.
What do you remember? We've had a chat about this before, and last Thursday's show, someone said you're not as horrible as you used to be. And we've had a chat about this because I said it's fun sometimes. It's never going to stop because some people do fucking deserve it, and sometimes it's just funny. But overall, if everyone's acting like that, a bit boring. I'd rather just have a laugh.
Yeah, I'd rather laugh at them. Yeah.
And it's getting much more aggressive and stupid on the internet, and it is down to social media. That's why trigger warning is the savior of the universe.
Yeah, of course we are.
Our social media thing is purely aimed at sharing your thoughts, but there's a forum. So if it's something deep, you can either do it on social media because there's no character limit, or you can take it to the forums, or take it to your website and put it out there. And don't fucking ban people for having the opposite view to you, because whilst we might not ban you for doing that, we will call you a dick. You know, we've got to get away from this just fucking hit and run gang fucking bullshit. I despise it. Even if the right, I despise it.
I just don't understand how, like, no doxing. It's kind of a rule, but it's why is it never enforced anywhere? You know, like Twitter have just done it to what are they called? The what's the name of them now? That the people that leaked do you know what? I can't remember what it is. Let me find. Oh, that was it. I've got it here. The Project Veritas. Do you know Project Veritas? They exposed Pinterest have been muting conservative people, and they found a private email leaked that called Ben Shapiro a white supremacist, and they've been muting people intentionally on the right. Project Veritas have just been banned from Twitter for doxing, for sharing private information. And it's like, but they do, Project Veritas, like them or not, they do investigative journalism. That's what they do. That's literally their job. If we're going to ban them for exposing this like prejudice, bigoted practice within Pinterest, which is a picture sharing site for fuck's sake, if we're going to expose that and then ban them on Twitter, then why don't Antifa get banned for doxing people? Why didn't people get banned for sharing the grab 'em by the pussy quote?
Why didn't Facebook get a bollocking for doxing that forklift driver?
Exactly. But Project Veritas, because it's conservative, it's like, no, that's it. Banned, gone off Twitter. And for me, it's like, I'd accept that. But the same way, you've got to ban people then, that anyone that shared the grab 'em by the pussy quote, because that was a private conversation. Or
it's all
we deal with it logically and say it's in the public interest and it's whatever, you know.
But it's all got to change.
Oh,
It's like
yeah. It's going to.
the doxing rules on trigger warning are very simple. They're the same ones I put on Lively years ago. If someone gives out the information on the site, it's perfectly fine to reference it. If you bring in someone's personal information from outside, it's not cool. And it's not because of them or what they are or how much you like them. And they got families and they got jobs and they got shit like that. And your opinion shouldn't lose you those things. So very simple rules, very simple, and they'll be dealt with evenly and fairly and properly. That's it. And we need more of this now. It's all getting too fucking stupid. What YouTube are doing is insane.
I tell you what, we're not there yet. God, I really need to go. But like last thing from me, Minds has just brought in a new thing, and it won't be perfect to start with. But if somebody reports your post, it rather than be dealt with by Minds, it's dealt with by 12 people. Like 12 random people who aren't connected to you, they don't follow you or anything like that. It's like a jury system. So 12 humans who volunteered read it and see if the context is there. So if something gets reported and they all see that, yeah, this is doxing, that's it. Then it gets pushed. But the idea is with using other people on the site, apart from it not relying on an algorithm, which is obviously just bullshit, doesn't work. It's that thing of humans understanding context, you know?
Absolutely. It's just, I love the idea.
Yeah.
I genuinely love the idea, but I don't know what the Minds community's like. But there's always one person that's the sand in the Vaseline, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's the only thing. But, you know, if you're going to deal with things democratically, you have to take the odd lump here and there. That's just the way of it.
Well, I think the thing with Minds is it's getting bigger now. It's getting quite popular. You know, you're talking hundreds of thousands of people using it. It's getting up there with Gab. Not Gab levels, but it's climbing fast. And that's their experiment, you know, to sort of like
wonderful.
rather than it be like the trust and safety team or any of that bullshit.
I'm obviously not going to give all the information, but I've been chatting with some guys that do decentralized projects. It's not something I'm looking at doing. I don't know enough about it, but, you know, I wholeheartedly support what they're doing. And, you know, there's some really cool stuff coming. I think, maybe it's the cynic in me, down the line they're going to face many of the same problems and issues because technology changes, but people don't necessarily change.
Yeah, of course. Well, people will always find loops and walkarounds and all that, won't they? Of course they will.
But I'm fascinated to see where all this goes. I love shit like that. That from Minds to me is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And if you've got a platform where you can do that, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And I hope it pans out for them. We need more shit like that. We need to get away from this bizarre place we found ourselves where everything's just purely hateful. And people go, well, you're from Lively, you know, it's all about hate. I don't know that it is. Yeah, there's a lot of hateful content on Lively, but I'd put it that our community sticks together far better than some others. But I have noticed over the years it's getting more aggressive. And that's just the
awesome
internet.
People on Lively, though. Really nice people.
I've met some wonderful people on Lively. Some genuinely beautiful human beings. And I'm sure I would through any other platform as well. But other platforms are engineered to keep people separate, to keep people isolated, to make them a product, not to encourage them to entertain opinions that differ from theirs or try and understand people that might believe things they find offensive. They're not engineered like that because they don't really give a fuck about that. They give a fuck about keeping you happy and keeping you on that site and keeping you a product, and that's it.
Yeah. That's what I'm falling away with, dude. I'm gonna have to go. We're gonna have to go.
It's been a pleasure though, Graeme. I've enjoyed it. I'm glad we did this week.
Yeah, me too.
Guys, we are going to have to go because Graeme probably needs a wee really badly, so I'll talk just that little bit slow while I do the wind.
I'll just go, man. I don't care.
Remember, Graeme's show is on Sunday at 12 p.m. That's TW Sunday. Do watch that. We'll be back with the big show next Thursday and hopefully back on a good roll with that one. And of course, we'll be doing another podcast next week. The audio will be released hopefully Wednesday. If it's too long, it'll be Wednesday and Friday. And the video for this should be out tomorrow. Thanks so much for joining us. If you would like to support the project for now, please head to patreon.com/triggerwarningtv and do check out www.triggerwarningtv because that's going to go live very soon. We'll get you some more info soon. Till we see you again, thanks so much for spending your time with us. We genuinely appreciate it. Have a great time. Bye-bye.
I love you. Bye-bye.